Today we are going to focus on just the idea of ratios and then also look at equivalent ratios. So we have talked about a ratio. It is a comparison of two quantities. They can be part to part, part to whole, whole to part comparisons. Here's some examples. Comparing 2 cats to 6 dogs, 1 cat for every 3 dogs, 3 dogs per cat. So these are all different phrases we would use that utilize ratio language. When we write our ratios, you can see them written this way with the word to, or this way with a colon. So let's practice that. We have some coins shown here. We've got quarters, we've got dimes, we've got pennies. We are going to write the ratio of quarters to dimes. So here's my quarters. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarters. And then I have 1, 2, 3 dimes. We can also write that this way. And then we would just read that as 7 to 3. Dimes to total number of coins. We have 3 dimes. Total number of coins, if we count those up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 3 to 16 or 3 to 16. Order does matter. I can't switch this around. If it's quarters to dimes, the number of quarters needs to go first. So I'm going to make a note here that order matters. We must write the ratio in the order in which it is listed. Go ahead and pause your video and you're going to write 2 ratios using the same picture down below. Okay, go ahead and check your work here. And then turn the page. Okay, we also have what is called the value of the ratio. So here we have A over B, so it's really the ratio written as a fraction, and that tells us the value of the ratio A to B. Okay, it describes the multiplicative relationship between two quantities. So really we're taking that, writing it as a fraction. So when we interpret ratios, we write the value. So this one says the ratio of princess cut diamonds to sapphires on a ring, so 2 different gemstones, is 2 to 9. Find and interpret the value of the ratio. So the value of the ratio is, we would say 2/9. I'm going to take the ratio, write it as a fraction. So the number of princess cut diamonds is 2/9 times the number of sapphires. On another ring, the number of diamonds is 4 times the number of rubies. Write the ratio of diamonds to rubies. So because the number of diamonds is 4 times the number of rubies, there are 4 diamonds per ruby. The ratio of diamonds to rubies is 4 to 1. Okay, you're going to pause your video and you're going to look at questions 3, 4, and 5 and fill in the statements according to the problem provided. Okay, go ahead and check your work here. Okay, and then flip this over. Now we're going to look at equivalent ratios. So equivalent ratios are 2 ratios that describe the same relationship. And it's very similar to fractions. 2 ratios are equivalent when you can multiply each quantity in the ratio by the same non-zero number to obtain the other. So you're multiplying each number in the ratio by the same value, just like with equivalent fractions. Okay? So let's take a look at this. When we look down here, it says to select all the ratios that are equivalent to 8 to 6. So what we're going to see, if we look at choice A, 4 to 3, if we have 4 to 3, and we have 8 to 6, that should be a 6, not a 16 there. Okay, so if we look at this, we can get from 4 to 8, we can go times 2, and to get from 3 to 6, we can go times 2. So that one is equivalent. That one is equivalent because they can both be multiplied by the same thing. So we would go ahead and fill in choice A. Let's take a look at choice B. 24 to 36. Okay, and again, up here we have 8 to 6. So to get from 24 to 8, we would divide by 3. To get from 36 to 6, we would divide by 6. Not equivalent because we're not dividing or multiplying by the same thing. Let's look at choice C. 32 to 24, 8 to 6. So to get from 32 to 8, we would divide by 4. 24 to 6, divide by 4. We can also go back this way from 8 to 32. It's 8 times 4, 6 times 4. Either way, dividing by 4, multiplying by 4, it's the same number on both sides. So that one is equivalent. And then the last one, 20 to 12. Keep writing 16 instead of 6. So for this one, when we go from 8 to 20 or 20 to 8, we are going to end up with a decimal, but 6 to 12 or 12 to 6, if we go up this way, times 2, we can't take 8 times 2 to get to 20. So those are not equivalent. So very similar to fractions. Think of these like fractions. Is it 1 if 4/3 and 8/6 would be equivalent fractions? 24 over 36 and 8 over 6 would not. 32 over 24 and 8 over 6 would. Very much like equivalent fractions. So what I'm going to have you do, you're going to come down here. You're going to go to number 6. Go ahead and write that down here. You're going to tell me if it's equivalent or not equivalent and give me an explanation. So you can show me why or show me why not or explain it in words. So for number 6, 1 to 1 and 6 to 6, I said those are equivalent. They can both be multiplied by 6. Number 7, not equivalent. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 2 is 4. I'm not multiplying them by the same thing. Number 8, not equivalent. I would have to get into decimals to multiply to get here, and it wouldn't be the same thing. So I can't multiply a whole number to get there, and it wouldn't be the same number either way.